Hey friends, Sarah Murdoch of Adventures with Sarah here, and I'm here for another packing video. This time we're going to talk about Christmas market packing. And I have to tell you that I'm not packing the way I normally do, because normally I try to take a very light, small backpack with me everywhere I go. That doesn't really work at Christmas time because you need heavier, bigger clothes, but also you want to have a rolling bag or a bigger bag where you can bring your treasures home because there's so much good shopping. So this is a little bit of an unconventional take from me because I usually go for absolutely weighing all of your clothes and trying to be as light as possible. But here's another thing. You're basically wearing a coat and a hat the whole time. Nobody cares what you're wearing. So I actually am bringing less clothes than I normally do and trying to leave more space in my bag for all the goodies. So I'm going to show you my really simple way that I put together an easy bag that I can roll on and off of the trains as I hop from Christmas market to Christmas market here in. So here is my big ugly Dutch coat. I bought this in the Netherlands. It is not a coat I would normally wear, but it's like a big sleeping bag. Giant pockets, zippers on the pockets because there are pickpockets at the Christmas markets, and it is very warm. Nice hood. Not exactly waterproof, but it's close enough. And here's the bag that I brought with me. This is the Away larger rollerboard, and I wouldn't normally choose a bag like this. The bag itself is 9 pounds. That's pretty heavy, but it spins really nicely. I really like that it has a zipper here, and this is where I keep the cables to my laptop. There's a cable there. And my laptop fits in this little pocket down here. So that's pretty nice. And I'll show you some other features on there that I like. And then the other bag that I've taken with me is this very cheap tote bag. I think it's 30 bucks or so from Amazon. You can find it on my recommendations on my website. And it's just a great bag because it's spacious. It's no nonsense, and inside I actually have a few things I'll show you that will help your Christmas market experience. Okay, first I want to show you that I like this design of this bag because it expands here, and it's actually really beefy for a rolling bag. It's pretty tough. The lighter weight rolling bags often are kind of weak, and they actually get destroyed pretty quickly for people like me. I also like that this panel that you open up to get inside is on the top rather than here. Anytime when you have a panel that opens up like that, it's not as easy to fill the bag because you have two shallow sides instead of one big deep side. This has a lot of nice zippered pouches, so I didn't bring packing cubes. This one here has got socks and it's got bras. I brought a total of 3 bras, so one I have on, one that's like a sports bra, and one that's like a tank top bra, so 3 different kinds. Festive socks, because, you know, it's Christmas markets. I think I have I have about 4 or 5 pairs of socks. And then this panel here, which is used actually to keep everything in place, has 2 more zippered pockets. This one here has dirty socks, the socks that need to be washed, I've put into there. And then this has my underwear, and I always bring about 7 pairs of underwear if I'm going to be gone 2 weeks or so. These are my favorite underwear that I've talked about before. They're called On Gossamer. Here's the tag here. They are so thin and light that you can put 10 pairs into your bag and it would be absolutely no problem. They're kind of an investment. They're 15, 20 bucks a piece, but they last me a pretty long time. So those are just my underwear, socks, bra situation divided out into pockets. This has an extra pocket back here too. I haven't used it, but you might have something to put in there. Here is my pillow, which you know I love traveling with my own pillow. Has a silk pillowcase, which is not only lightweight, but it's actually good for your hair and your skin. I put that a bold pattern because then I toss it on my bag or my bed and I won't forget it because it's easy to lose things in hotels. On the inside, it's not super organized, but it's good enough for me. I've got my toiletries kit, which is a very basic toiletries kit. This is my little box that has all my medications in it. A little tiny holiday version of deodorant that I got at Target. I've got my typical mascara, my typical face powder. So all the typical things that you've seen in my videos before. The only thing I brought back here was I brought conditioner because shampoo is available in almost every hotel, but conditioner, a good one, is hard to find. And then I also have a face cream in here that I bought in France that is SPF 30, and I'm still wearing SPF because you know what, it might be winter, but you still get sun on your face. So basic toiletries kit, everything has to fit in here. Then I've got an enormous cashmere scarf. I'm gonna wear this tonight. It is super huge and it can be a pillow, it can be a blanket, but it also keeps you very warm if it gets really cold at the markets. And then in here I've got a bag that has my shoes in it. Now the shoes I'm wearing on this particular trip are shoes from a brand called Rika. I love these shoes so much. They're super light and they're very, very comfortable. I've been having a lot of foot pain lately. These have gotten rid of all the foot pain. They're designed just for women. So if you're a guy watching this, sorry, they don't make them for you, but that means the heel is narrower and the foot right here is a little bit wider. They are so comfortable. I cannot tell you how comfortable they are. And I have a funny little trick because I brought two pairs, these black tennis shoes, and then I brought a pair of red hiking boots, which I'll show you in a sec. But because of the fact that I didn't want to bring a third pair of shoes, in this pocket, I brought Super Feet, an extra pair of insoles. So if my feet get tired of these shoes, I'm gonna just pop out that insole and pop in this insole, and then my feet are gonna think I have all new shoes. So it's a way to add a pair of shoes without adding a pair of shoes. This bag, by the way, came with the suitcase, so that was nice. It's also got this little zippery thing in here. If I was wearing jewelry, I would probably put jewelry in there, but no jewelry on this trip. Oh, I've already been to some Christmas markets. So this is the reason you want a beefy rolling bag. These are heavy little suckers, and people love to collect these. So just an FYI. So inside here, the clothes are as basic as it gets. 3 cashmere sweaters. One I'm wearing, which is a black cardigan. This is just a red cashmere sweater. And then a cheap one from Macy's that I really like. That was like $50 after Thanksgiving. And these are not the best quality, but I don't care because they're thin and that makes them even lighter than this one, which is a vintage one, which is quite heavy. So if it was really cold, I want the heavier vintage one, but the temperatures as they've been, this has been more appropriate. And then what I'm wearing right now, black cardigan, which then you can put tank tops underneath and change that look up. For pants, I have jeans, which I'm wearing right now. I have just a pair of black sweatpants that are actually kind of nice looking sweatpants, so they can kind of pass as pants. And then these are a pair of pants that I got on Amazon that have sort of a weather resistant exterior and then fleece on the inside. And they sort of look like a dress pant. So they've got the back pocket, they've got side pockets, but they're actually just kind of like a fancy legging. So yeah, these are kind of nice actually. So that will keep me warm, but also vaguely waterproof. And then in here, I've got festive socks again, my bag of emergency medications that I bring with me everywhere just in case I get sick. I always have cold medicine in here, UTI medication, backup lady products, all that stuff. You never know when you're gonna need stuff like that. And then shirt-wise, this is pretty much all I've got. So I've got 3 or 4 long sleeve shirts. 1, 2, 3, 4, is that? Yeah, 4 long sleeve shirts I've got of different colors. This one is kind of sheer and you can layer it with tank tops underneath and it kind of looks a little fancy if I'm feeling a little fancier. And then I've got a short sleeve shirt, which was honestly ambitious. I'm not using it at all, but you know. And then I have a couple of sleeveless shirts, which then I wear underneath my sweaters so that I can layer. I really thought it was going to be a lot colder. So like this one here is a merino wool undershirt. I haven't needed it because it's actually been quite unseasonably warm this week. But if it's 30 degrees or something, that's what you'll need. So that in total, that's 3 pairs of pants, including jeans I'm wearing right now. Favorite pair of jeans, 2 pairs there, 3 cashmere sweaters, including 1 cardigan. And then I have 4 long sleeve shirts, 2 short sleeve shirts, and 2 tank tops. That's it. For me, that's actually not much. But what I really like is that this bag, I didn't pack much, but I said this bag expands, and you see it has this mechanism here. So when I unzip it, it's gonna pop up. It's gonna give me a whole lot more space, and it's gonna protect all those ornaments and things that I'm buying. So this is, I think, a good suitcase. I wouldn't normally choose it, but I actually really like it. Not a whole lot in this tote bag, but I like this tote bag because you can carry it on your shoulder or as a crossbody bag here. But inside, I have 2 other bags. This is a really super duper lightweight little pocket bag. It all fits. You're not going to believe this. It fits into this teeny tiny little sack. It's called Nano Bag Sling. It was given to me by a guest on a tour. And I just had this in my pocket last night at the Christmas market. So now it's full of lube coochie and all those kind of good things. So I'm going to take this with me tonight in case I buy anything. It's like a lightweight shopping sack that's great for Christmas markets because they don't often have bags for things at Christmas markets. And then the other thing in here is my typical purse, which I haven't been carrying much because my coat has such big pockets, but this is just my typical purse I carry with me when I travel. It's got my pouch that has all of my travel documents, money, credit cards in it. And then I have my usual things, which are the Box of Awesome, my first aid kit. I've got hand wipes, which you might really want, AirPods, all kinds of other good things in here that you would typically want. So that's just normal purse stuff in there, whatever you need. And then why did I bring a purse within a purse? Is that this really is all I need, but again, I know I'm gonna buy stuff. So this is gonna be my carry-on on the plane on the way home. The other bag is gonna be checked. So in that way, I'm able to kind of double duty and make sure that I have plenty of room for all of my goodies. Nothing else good in here other than an orange, I guess, and a knitting project. If you like to knit, it's a great thing to do when you have all these big train rides between towns. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So my recommendations are kind of the same as my normal packing videos. So if you haven't watched them, go ahead on YouTube. You'll see a library of them. I usually like to go by weight. Again, on this trip, I'm bringing fewer clothes because honestly, nobody's gonna see my clothes. I'm wearing that big, ugly coat all the time. So it doesn't matter if I have cute clothes underneath. So if you wanna wear the same sweaters every day, nobody cares. Cashmere is always the ideal material because it's super, super lightweight and ultra warm. And layering it with t-shirts and things like that underneath, you just want to be comfortable. So really, Christmas markets are just about being comfortable. Oh, I do have one more. This is my last little thing. Bring a hat, even if you don't like wearing a hat. I'm not really a hat wearer, but this particular hat I am knit for myself just for this year to match my coat. You'll want to wear a hat. Even if you don't like hats. It's festive, so get yourself a fun, festive hat, but you're gonna get colder than you think you're gonna get. So I think this should help. I hope it does. And have a great time Christmas market shopping. There's lots of content on my blog and on my Facebook and YouTube with all of the information I've learned in this research trip for Christmas market shopping and traveling. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Ciao.